Just days after President Trump ordered the release of classified UFO files, the Pentagon has now published what it calls never-before-seen documents involving mysterious aerial encounters. Military sightings. Astronaut reports. Strange lights over Iraq and Syria. And officials now say this is only the beginning. But one question is suddenly terrifying millions of people online. If intelligent life really exists out there, what would they think of humanity? A planet consumed by war, political division, violence, and chaos. Because according to former military officials, scientists, and even astronauts, something unexplained may already be watching us. For decades, UFO discussions were pushed into conspiracy theories and late-night radio shows. But now, the Pentagon itself is publicly releasing declassified files involving unidentified anomalous phenomena, also known as UAPs. And this time, the release isn't coming from internet leaks. It's coming directly from the US government. President Donald Trump ordered agencies to begin releasing classified UFO-related materials in what officials are calling an unprecedented transparency effort. The Department of War, NASA, the FBI, U.S. intelligence agencies, and the Pentagon's All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office are all now involved. And according to officials, more files are still coming. The newly released files contain decades of reports involving strange aerial phenomena observed by military personnel, astronauts, law enforcement, and government officials. Some of the files describe mysterious glowing objects over Iraq and Syria. One military memo from Iraq in 2022 references what investigators called a possible small UAP. Another report from Syria in 2024 described strange lights from an unknown origin moving through the sky. The Pentagon says the reports are not proof of extraterrestrial life. But officials also admit many of these anomalies remain unresolved. And then there are the astronaut reports. One of the most fascinating sections involves NASA's Apollo missions. During Apollo 12 in 1969, astronaut Alan Bean described mysterious flashes of light moving through space. At one point, he reportedly told Mission Control, "It looks like some of those things are escaping the moon." Then during Apollo 17, astronauts described bright particles outside the spacecraft. One compared the scene to the 4th of July. NASA later suggested the lights may have been ice particles reflecting sunlight. But decades later, these reports are suddenly back in the spotlight. So why is the government suddenly releasing all of this now? That question may be the most important part of this entire story. Officials say the release is part of a transparency effort ordered by President Trump. The administration claims Americans deserve access to files that previous administrations kept hidden or heavily classified. Trump himself said the public should now be able to decide for themselves what the hell is going on, and the release is not small. The FBI, NASA, the Department of Energy, the intelligence community, and Pentagon investigators are all participating in the effort. But beyond the politics and classified files, there's another question this story is forcing people to ask. What if intelligent life really does exist somewhere out there? And if it does, what would they think of us? Harvard astrophysicist Avi Loeb says if advanced civilizations were observing Earth, they would probably be disappointed. He points to war, division, and humanity's constant conflicts. Others believe alien life, if it exists, may see humanity as unpredictable, or even dangerous. And maybe that's why UFO stories fascinate people so deeply. Because the idea of another civilization forces humanity to look at itself. Our wars, our politics, our violence, our fear. Others remain skeptical, saying there is still no confirmed evidence aliens have ever visited Earth. But one thing is changing rapidly. Some scientists believe intelligent life almost certainly exists somewhere in the universe because there are billions of galaxies and trillions of planets. The US government is no longer treating this topic like a joke. And according to some former military officials, the concern is not necessarily aliens. It's national security. Retired Rear Admiral Timothy Gallaudet claims there are objects moving through airspace and oceans that the military cannot fully explain. He says these incidents could represent unknown technology, foreign surveillance, or something else entirely. And that uncertainty itself is what worries defense officials. The Pentagon insists many sightings may ultimately have ordinary explanations. But the government is also admitting that not every case has been solved. And now, officials say more classified files will continue to be released over the coming weeks. Which raises one final question: if these are only the files the public is allowed to see, what remains hidden? So what do you think? Is this genuine government transparency? A distraction? A national security issue? Or could humanity truly be on the edge of discovering something bigger than we ever imagined? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if more UFO files are released, we'll break them down right here.